Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to another session of Perspective 360 Degree where we do answer writing practice in a detailed and structured manner. And before we begin with today's session, first of all, please confirm in the chat box if my voice is audible or not. If audio, video, everything is fine, just write it in the chat box. Fine, so there is no problem with audio. So let us begin with the session, and you must have seen it in the thumbnail that the topic that we are going to choose is regarding the regional rural banks, and recently I would say the amalgamation of 26 regional rural banks happened under this initiative of one state, one RRB. So as a part of this session, we are going to talk about that what are going to be the potential benefits that are associated with this one state, one RRB plan of the government, this policy of the government. Apart from that, we are also going to see the associated challenges. Before that, we are also going to see that what are RRBs. Fine. So this is going to be the overall agenda with respect to this session. I would say this session is going to be very smooth and very easy to understand. No, I would say many complications are not there, so we are going to keep it straightforward. Fine. So that is going to be the idea with respect to it, and I hope it is pretty much clear to all of you. Now this is our expected question for today, that explain the significance of the one state one RRB policy in the context of India's rural banking system. Additionally, discuss the major challenges faced during the amalgamation of RRBs under this policy. Fine, you have to write this answer within 600 words that carry 15 marks. I hope it is clear to you, and you have to write your answer in the comment box within 48 hours if you want it to get evaluated. I hope that many of you have written the answer of the previous video also. The answers are going to get evaluated very soon, which is with respect to the answerathon. And regarding answerathon, I would say we are going to conduct it every Wednesday. So I hope you are also doing the homework that I have provided you as a part of it. Fine. So now let us move forward and let us talk about the answer to this question. But before we directly jump to the explanation part, the details, this is, I would say, an important data with respect to regional rural banks that I would like you to add as a part of your notes. So you can see very basic data is there, which of course you can use as a value addition stuff in introduction and somewhere in your body also. So the data says that the 92% of branches with respect to regional rural banks are located in rural and semi-urban areas. Then after that, more than 22,000 branches spread across 700 districts, and the deposit amount is around 6.6 lakh crore, and there are 3 crore active loan accounts associated with regional rural banks. And I hope you also have clarity with respect to regional rural banks, very important banks as far as your syllabus is concerned. And there are certain basic details that you must know regarding regional rural banks. For example, you should know that they were established in the year 1975 on the recommendations of Narsimham Working Group. Apart from that, you must also know the objective behind the establishment of this regional rural bank, which is basically is that they are specialized financial institutions that has specific purpose to provide the loans in which areas? Basically in rural and semi-urban areas. Fine, this is something that you should know. The target different set of, I would say, communities, for example, the small agricultural farmers, they can also be the different laborers, they can also be the artisans, fine, and etc. Different set of individuals can be there who are associated with the rural and semi-urban population to whom the regional rural banks provide the loans. Fine. And the primary, I would say, the key crux is that they aim to bridge the gap between the commercial banks and the rural areas. That is going to be the primary crux with respect to the objective of the regional rural banks. I hope it is clear to you. You must have covered it as a part of your finance syllabus also. Fine, regarding regional rural banks. Now let us move forward and let us talk about the next part. The next thing is basically the introduction. Fine, but since this topic is very easy, and you know that what I usually do with respect to the easy topics. For that purpose, the introduction is your homework. Fine. In the introduction, what you are going to write? Firstly, you are going to write some basic information regarding the RRBs. Then you will talk about some data. Fine. Which type of data? You can use this data that I have provided you in the previous slide. Everything has been explained to you. You just have to put it into words as a part of your introduction. You have to write this data. You have to write some basic definition of RRBs, and after that, what you have to do, you have to link this introduction with one state, one RRB policy. This is very important because the question is regarding the one state, one RRB policy. So it is very important that while you are writing your introduction, you have to link your introduction with this one state, one RRB policy. Otherwise, your introduction is going to be incomplete. Fine. So you have to write at least one line on it. That what is this one state of one RRB policy? I have told you that it is an initiative basically to strengthen and streamline the different regional rural banks as a part of our country. What is the overall aim? The main aim is that basically to consolidate the different multiple RRBs that are there. So for example, if this is India, fine. If this is India, in India there are different states. In different states, if there are different RRBs. So the small RRBs, the smaller RRBs, what they are going to do, they are going to get consolidated and a single big RRB is going to be formed. Fine. And very recently what the government has done, earlier there were 43 RRBs and government has merged them. It has amalgamated them into 28 RRBs. Fine. So this initiative is still going on. Fine. We are trying to merge these RRBs. What is going to be the benefit of that? We will see very soon as a part of the body of our answer. But this is about this one state one RRB policy कि अलग अलग छोटे छोटे RRB है उनको merge करके बड़ा RRB बनाना ताकि उसकी एक centralized way में administration improve हो पाए. That is the crux. I hope it is clear to you. And this crux is something again you have to put into words as a part of your introduction, which is again what? Which is your homework. Fine. Now let us move forward. Now let us talk about the significance of one state, one RRB. When we talk about the first significance, it is very much easy to understand. Basically, it is going to accelerate the business growth. The data says that total RRB business as percentage of India's GDP is expected to reach around 5.2% by 5.2% by fiscal year 2030. Fine, and from 3.7% as of 2024. So this has been the extent up to which I would say there is a potential with respect to the RRB business as a part of our GDP growth. Fine, and that is why it is very important that we are able to extract the maximum benefit, the maximum potential with respect to this RRBs. The next is that it is all the significance is also associated with financial benefits of amalgamated RRBs. So over here the first point is it is going to provide the stronger capital base. Fine. Why? What do you mean by stronger capital base? By stronger capital base we mean that when the small RRBs are going to get merged and when a big bank is going to be formed, this big bank is going to have more money. In order to meet the RBI rules that require banks to keep certain funds as safety buffer. Fine. So you know that the banks have to keep some sort of safety buffer in order to meet their adequacy requirements. Fine. So what is going to happen when a big bank is going to form? All this capital is going to get it is going to get you can say infused. It is going to get merged and more money will be there, and that is going to act as a bigger safety buffer as a part of this overall bank. Fine. So that is going to help them to complying with such type of RBI norms. The second point is that of course when the capital base is going to get improved, when the money will be more, with this bigger bank, what is going to happen? It is going to improve the liquidity also. Fine, because it will have greater money to lend. Fine, and when they will be able to lend more money, they are going to generate more interest. The revenue is going to get increased. It is going to increase the operational efficiency also. Fine, so that is going to happen. They will be able to scale their business as a result of it. So that is going to be the benefit of that. The third point, which is regarding enhanced compliance. Regarding enhanced compliance, the point says that a unified RRB can centralize the compliance function. Fine, such as anti-money laundering, such as KYC verification, also sort of things. So basically the thing is that when these small RRBs, when they are going to merge together, fine, and when a single one RRB is going to be formed through that merger, then this single RRB, it can handle important rules important checks in one place instead of handling them separately. So earlier this bank also had to comply with the norms, fine, the different type of things, for example anti-money laundering checks, for example KYC requirement, and if this bank is not following it, what the RBI is going to do? RBI is going to take the penal action against these banks. But now what has happened? These banks have been merged together. These banks have been merged together into a single RRB, and this RRB, since this is one RRB, now it is going to be accountable, it is going to be responsible with respect to keeping in compliance that is there with these rules and different type of checks. Fine. So earlier they were handled separately at individual level, but now it can be handled in a better way. Fine. A single RRB is going to do that. So that is going to be the essential significance of one state, one RRB policy. The next point is regarding strengthening of the lending capacity. This is something that I have already explained you, that when the different banks, they are going to get consolidated, the lending power is also going to get increased. It is going to increase the credit flow. Fine, because merger is going to make it easier for the banks to lend more money, especially where? In the rural sectors, in the rural areas. There are different type of farmers, there are different type of rural entrepreneurs also that wants to start their business. So when the small RRB is there, it has small capacity to lend money. But when the small RRBs, they merge together and a bigger RRB is formed, it will have more capacity to lend money to farmers and the small, I would say, entrepreneurs. Fine. So that is going to be the another significance of that. And there is a data also. The data says that RRBs contribute 11.2% of total agricultural ground level credit in 2022 to 2023. Fine. So this is the extent up to which their contribution is, and this contribution can be increased further on with this type of merger. I hope this is clear to you. Very easy to understand, straightforward points are there. Next point is regarding promotion of financial inclusion. I think this point is pretty much self-explanatory. I have already explained you that RRB are specialized financial institution that play very important role in serving the underserved and underbanked population of the rural and semi-urban areas. So of course it is going to promote the financial inclusion in these regions. Fine. So that is going to be the benefit of that. So with the upgraded technology, with upgraded infrastructure, it is going to broaden the digital access and foster product innovation aligned with the government initiatives. Fine. So that is going to help. And some RRBs have already introduced customer-centric digital services like micro ATMs, call centers, fine, net banking, video KYCs, RTGS, IMPS, all such type of technologically integrated solution are going to help in the promotion of the financial inclusion objectives. Fine. So I hope it is clear to you. Now, what are the different type of challenges that are associated with it? Fine. So first type of challenges can be operational challenges. Fine. And first type of operational challenge can be related to differences in the operational structure. Now the thing is that when the systems, when the different RRBs are there, now when one RRB is there, it has some kind of its own administrative working. Fine. Administrative working system, and that can be different, very much different from that different type of I would say the different or other RRBs that are there. And when these different type of RRBs, when they are going to merge together, fine, so it can lead to different kind of, I would say, operational challenges also. Fine, because each RRB has its own way of working. Fine, they have their own policy, they have their own guideline, they have their own staff. They different. Each and every RRB has its own leadership also. So their work culture is different, and their operational mechanisms are different. So when these different RRBs are going to come together and they will be merged into one bigger RRB, don't you think there are going to be operational challenges? The answer is yes. Fine. So it is going to create the differences in the operational structures. The next thing is that unexpected delays. So this is self-understood because the operational challenges are going to be there. So of course, because when these different type of systems, when they are going to get merged together, it is going to lead to unexpected breaks as well as slowdown. Fine. And I would say that even if these slowdowns are there, in my opinion, they are going to be there for the temporary basis. In the initial days, they are going to be there, but of course, after a certain point of times, the banks are going to adapt. Fine, and these problems are going to get solved. But of course, it is going to be a challenge, especially during the initial days of the merger. The third challenge is the document handling. So banks keep a lot of paper records. We all know that. And when the banks get merged, so moving, organizing and taking care of these physical files during the merger can be, I would say, difficult, as well as it can be a time consuming process also. That will happen. Fine, because let us say, just for the sake of example, this is RRB A, RRB B, C, D, E, different type of RRBs are there. Now this is the one big RRBs that has been formed through their merger. Now this one big RRB is going to have some central office where all the administrative tasks are being handled. Fine, all the administrative work is being handled. So what is going to happen? Don't you think that this RRB, this big administrative office, the headquarter, wherever it is, so it is going to ask for different documents from here also, from there also, all this type of things for the sake of convenience, for the sake of working, it is going to happen. And moving documents from here and there, it is a time consuming task, and also I would say a tedious task. Fine, difficult to manage, and that is again another sub challenge under the operational challenges. The next type of challenges is with respect to, you can say, the governance and stakeholder management. So there is going to be workforce realignment also. Fine, because when the banks, they merge together, then employees need to be move around, and reassignment of, I would say, new roles is going to happen. Fine, so reassignment is going to happen, reassignment task with respect to new roles, with respect to new responsibilities, or you can say with respect to new branches also. Fine, so this kind of workforce realignment is also again a tedious task as far as the amalgamation of RRB is concerned. The third type of challenges can be with respect to the financial challenges. Fine, and apart from that, if you talk about governance challenges, it is also very much important that for example, if the different banks are getting merged, every bank has its own staff, and every staff has its own strength and weakness. For example, if this bank is there, this bank has a lot of strength with respect to human resource. Human resource is good, but there is no proper technological integration. Just for the sake of example, this bank B that is there, this bank B does not have high quality human resource. Fine, but the technological integration is very good. Fine, they have advanced technological system. So we need to have such kind of, I would say, mechanisms through which this bank A can get benefited from bank B, and bank B can get benefited from bank A as a part of this merger by analyzing their strength and weakness. So it is very important that we are able to utilize maximum benefit of this workforce through this workforce realignment, which is another major challenge as a part of the governance and the stakeholder mechanism. The third type of challenge is there with respect to the financial challenges. Let me change the ink. So when we talk about the financial challenges, the first type of challenge can be there related to inconsistencies in accounts. So when we talk about inconsistency in accounts, it means that, let me erase the ink. So inconsistency in accounting records. Fine. So when we talk about accounting records, different banks have their own ways of preparing financial record. And when the merger is going to happen, fine, when the merger is going to happen, what is going to be there? There is a possibility of mistake. There is a possibility of confusion. Fine, with respect to the branch and the corporate accounts. So that is something I would say be a problematic concern. Then there can be the impact on CRAR also. CRAR means capital to risk weighted asset ratio. Fine, you already know about it, the capital risk adequacy norms, the Basel norms. I hope you remember that. Fine, so they are also going to get impacted. Fine, because this merger might affect the ratio in a way that it could make the bank look less financially stronger. Fine, for example, let us say if there is bank A and there is bank B, this bank, and there is bank C also, D also. This bank was performing very well, it has very healthy financial condition. This bank C was also performing very well. This bank D was, I would say, below average, and this bank A was, I would say, it was working in a very poor condition. The infrastructure is not good, the workforce is not efficient, also it has a lot of NPAs. Also challenges are there. When these banks are going to get merged together, fine, what is going to happen? Don't you think this bank B, sorry, mistakenly I erased it. So bank A, bank B, bank C and bank D. Fine, and this is strong, this is strong, this is below average, and this is poor. Fine, now what is going to happen when all these banks are going to get merged together? Don't you think this bank B will also have to take the burden of bank A? The answer is yes, because this bank is in poor condition, and now this is a unified bank, this is a single merged bank. So don't you think it will have to take care problems with respect to bank A also, bank D also? Fine, so that is going to happen. And don't you think this is going to impact the overall CRAR? with respect to this bank B? The answer is yes. Fine. So it is going to have the impact on the CRAR in a way that could make the bank look financially less strong. So that is something that this point is talking about. Then the last point is regarding management of securities also. There can be complicated movement of money and also the asset. Fine. For example, the management and transfer of securities like bond. Fine. It can be with respect to the funds also. It can be with respect to the different kind of investments also. Fine. So when the banks are going to merge together, then the managing the transfer of these bonds, the transfer of these funds, the transfer of these investments, it can become more complex as well as tricky. Fine. So that is going to happen. That is again, I would say, another associated challenge. I'm not saying that these challenges cannot be solved. They can be tackled, they can be solved, but they are going to be there. Some challenges will be there for the short term. Some set of challenges are going to be there in long term. Fine. So that is going to be the idea behind it. I hope it is clear to you. Now these are the explanatory points. You can go through it later on. I've just explained you all these points one by one. This is just the explanation of this mind map only. Fine. So you can read it later on. I have already explained you that. The last is technological challenges. So ensuring the secure migration of core banking system data, that can be another important type of challenge, and handling a large volume of transaction data and backups during migration. Fine. So of course the technological integration is also a humongous task. Fine. It is going to be a big task. So that also is something that has to be tackled with respect to the merger. Fine. So I hope it is clear to you. I hope you know about the core banking system data, core banking system that is there. Fine. So I hope you know about core banking solution also. So when we talk about CBS, core banking system or core banking solution, basically what does it mean? For example, let us say there is a bank. Fine. There is a certain type of bank. Now imagine your bank branch is in Mumbai, and from some reason you migrated from Mumbai to, let us say, Bihar. Now what happened when you are doing some kind of ATM transaction in Bihar? Will the same, so what is going to happen when you are withdrawing the money from the ATM in Bihar? It is going to reduce your bank balance. Fine. Your bank balance is going to get reduced because of course you are withdrawing money. So if the money is getting withdrawn, will it be reflected in the bank branch of Mumbai also? If it is being reflected in the bank branch of Bihar, the answer is yes. It is going to be reflected here also. It is going to get reflected here also. Why is it so? How it is happening? How this all these branches, how all these ATMs, how all these different type of banks are being, I would say, interlinked to each other. For example, your bank was in SBI. Now SBI in Bihar is also showing the same balance the moment you withdraw your money, and the SBI in Maharashtra is also showing the same kind of thing, the same kind of balance, the same kind of, I would say, the transaction history, all such sort of things, and everything is updated in such a quick manner. How it is happening? It is all because of the core banking solutions. Fine. So different banks have their core banking solution through which they are able to integrate all this kind of things, all this kind of data in a technological manner. Fine. For example, RBI also has its own core banking solution. Fine. The name of this core banking solution is eKuber. eKuber is nothing. It connects the different kind of branches of the RBI. Fine. The RBI branch is in Delhi also. Fine. The sub branches are in Chandigarh, Mumbai, also sort of things. Fine. So all these branches are connected through this common technological platform that is eKuber. Similarly, SBI has its SBI CBS, SBI core banking solution. PNB has this PNB Finacle that was developed by Infosys. Fine. So different kind of things are there. So it is very important when these RRBs are getting merged together. It is also important there is secure migration of the core banking system data also. This is the data that is being talked over here. Fine. And also, of course, second point is easy to understand, that the large volume of transaction data and backups during migration. Fine. I hope it is clear to you. Now this is the conclusion. So for the successful implementation of one state, one RRB merger, it is essential to align human resource policies, unify digital systems, optimize branch operations, and customize products to meet local requirements, enhancing recoveries of NPS, establishing state level monitoring committees, and performing regular financial assessments is going to help us in overcoming the challenges and supporting financial stability and rural inclusion. This is your way forward. And this is your challenge. So this is essential, and this is what can be done. This is how you can design your conclusion. Fine, you can of course write your own version of conclusion when you will be writing your answer in the comment box. So that is it. This is the answer blueprint. You have to write introduction, the main body, and the conclusion. In introduction is, as I always say, 10 to 12% of the total word limit. The same rule is with the conclusion also. The rest of the word limit shall be dedicated to the body part, where you will be writing your body in the form of heading, subheading, different points, data, facts, examples. Fine. So I hope it is clear to you. So this is the question, the answer of which you have to write in the comment box within 48 hours if you want it to get evaluated. The answers that you have written under the previous video, they are going to get evaluated by tomorrow. Fine, our team is going to evaluate that. I hope you have written your answers, and those students who are asking about Answerathon, the next session of Answerathon is going to happen on Wednesday, where I'm going to provide you the question with respect to homework topic. And I've also decided that another thing that I've decided to add, what I'm going to do while giving you the homework, fine, I'm also going to break down that topic of the homework, and I will also tell you that while doing the homework, what are those most important things that you must not miss while reading that topic. Fine, I will also break down all the topics for you so that you do not miss anything. Your preparation is more organized, it is not random. Fine, and in a very much planned manner we are able to complete the syllabus in a very, I would say, with patience, and we are not in a hurry, we have time, and we will do it, do not worry. So that is going to be the idea. And apart from that, these are the EduTab blogs where you can find different informative articles with respect to different competitive exams. So that is it from my end. So thank you so much and all the best. Let me see the comment box if there is something. Girish, thank you so much. And you have to cover the content from December. Fine. You have to start covering the content with respect to Perspective 360 degree from the month of December. Fine. So that is what you have to do. दिसंबर से देखना शुरू कर दो, क्योंकि कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट रिपोर्ट्स भी कवर की थी मैंने उस मंथ. नवंबर में इतना है नहीं जब मैंने चेक किया था, बट दिसंबर से, ठीक है. तो एंड यू कैन गो बैकवर्ड्स, लाइक पहले दे अगर आप अभी स्टार्ट कर रहे हो, सो दिस इज मंथ ऑफ मई, सो यू कैन गो टू अप्रैल, then afterwards March, then Feb, then Jan, and then December. It won't take much time, so whatever suits you. Fine. So that is it. Okay. So goodbye, all the best, and keep writing answers. At least write answers till the day notification is announced. ठीक है, जब तक नोटिफिकेशन नहीं आती तब तक तो आंसर लिखते रहो. हफ्ते में 3 आंसर इज नॉट अ बिग डील. थोड़ा टाइम निकाल के आप लिख सकते हो, इससे आपकी कंसिस्टेंसी मेंटेन की रहेगी. और अब तो हमने स्टैटिक भी ला दी है, सो यू कैन प्रैक्टिस स्टैटिक ऑल्सो, एंड 2 सेशंस ऑफ